Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at a very interesting pair of in-ear monitors. And the pair that we're going to check out are the Moondrop Illumination. Now, one of the things that makes them interesting is not only do they have this really flashy gold look to them, but they also come with an $800 price tag. Now, I'm sure I lost some of you guys there. I completely understand because most of the time on this channel we're covering true wireless earbuds, and most of the time it's budget true wireless earbuds. So this is definitely on the steeper range when it comes to pricing, but this is considered a reference class in-ear monitor, and actually it's a flagship device from Moondrop, which is really well known for the audio quality in their IEMs. So to start with, it is using a single 11mm dynamic driver, and the overall design of these IEMs was actually kind of surprising, not because of the gold look, but because it's actually fairly small compared to other IEMs. And I also want to say that it's probably the most comfortable in-ear monitor that I've used. So this was easily one of those pairs I could put in and just sit in front of my desktop and edit videos and then listen to music or watch movies or videos and not have ear fatigue and not have them uncomfortable where I needed to adjust them. So if you're somebody that likes to listen to music most of your day, this pair you can wear and usually get through without any discomfort. Now, another interesting design that these have is the vents that they decided to add near the front chamber. And it actually serves a purpose because inside that chamber there is a sponge that is absorbing some of the treble so that it's not harsh and too bright. But the vents are also allowing the bass to breathe a little bit. So if you're somebody that doesn't like an overpowering or boomy bass, these vents allowing some of that bass to leak out is causing it to have a little bit more of a natural feel, and it really does help the overall listening experience. But we will talk about that when we talk about the audio. Now, before we get into anything else, I do want to point out that the packaging I think is a little overkill. You can see it has the anime character here, and I'm having to show you this sideways in the second camera because, you know, it's not gonna fit. You see, this is a very large box for a pair of in-ear monitors. So I think they probably could have toned this down a little bit, but I don't know if they're trying to add to you feeling like you're getting more for your money. But I did want to show you this because I think this is just a little much for a pair of in-ear monitors. Now, as far as anything else they've included inside the box, they do include a carrying case. And as you can see here, it's fairly large. It is a zippered case, and it also has a pouch inside where you can keep extra cables. You can also keep some adapters they've included. And I think they designed this to be this size so that if you're somebody that carries around a portable DAC or even one of the smaller media players, you could just fit it in this case and kind of have an all-in-one carrying case. But speaking of those adapters, they include 3 different sizes here. You just simply take them off the end of the plug. They are 90-degree angles, and so no matter what you're trying to plug these into, it's nice that they have these options inside the box. Now, they also included an airline adapter, which I'm assuming they probably just found at the back end of a closet because I don't think most people are using these anymore. One, because not a lot of people are traveling, but 2, I don't even think most planes are even using these adapters anymore. Now, as far as the ear tips they've included, they do have 6 sets of silicone ear tips. It really just looks like 2 sets of the same thing because most ear tips, if you're getting a lot of different options, usually you have like a firmer feel on one compared to the other, but both of these feel identical, so I think they're just giving you a backup pair in case you lose or one of the other ones get damaged. Now, another thing that I do like about these is they also include 3 sets of foam ear tips. So if you're somebody that prefers to use foam ear tips over silicone ear tips, you're getting 3 different sizes to choose from, and I do like that you at least have that option right out of the box. Now, moving over to looking at the actual cable they've included, it is a 2-pin style connector, so this is a pretty common cable if you do want to switch this out. It does have copper wiring inside, and they've also used SPC shielding, and this cable has a lot of flex to it. It's very bendable, and it's not picking up texture like if it's rubbing up against your shirt or your jacket or anything like that. And again, this is also adding to the comfort because it has some really nice flex to it. So now let's go ahead and talk about the sound because I feel like there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the audio from these. mainly because it's a pair that's easy to drive. So if you don't want to carry an amp, you can plug it into your phone or tablet or laptop, and it still gets really nice volume, and it's still picking up things extremely well. So if you're somebody that doesn't have an amp or doesn't want to carry one around, it's nice that you don't have to with this pair. But I personally use these most of the time sitting at my desktop. I had them plugged into an Arc MK2 amp. I felt like it just kind of added, not only did it add a whole lot more volume, but it also brightened up the treble and it gave me a little bit more punch in the low end. Because the way that these sound just out of the box, if you were to plug them straight into a device, this is not a boomy sounding earbud. The bass does have a nice punch to it, but it is fast, it's quick, it's able to keep up with chaotic genres like metal. But if you're a bass head, it's going to feel like it's lacking. So plugging him into an amp where it can boost the bass a little bit is definitely not gonna hurt. The mids overall sound extremely natural. It's not pushed forward. The mids don't get lost in the mix, so you're able to hear vocalists pretty much as if they're right there in the middle of the room. If you went to the band rehearsing and they had the singer here and the guitarist over here, it had that feel to it. So this overall is not a very open sounding earbud. It kind of makes you feel like you have that more personal listening experience, like you're in a sound booth or just have a really nice closed back studio pair of headphones. Now the treble is also not a treble that's bright. And again, like I said earlier, there is a sponge inside the chamber to kind of absorb some of that. I am somebody that likes a bright treble. I like a bright treble with a boomy bass, and this doesn't do either of those. And for some reason, I was okay with that. I felt like they sounded really, really smooth. They were able to keep up with everything that I listened to. And some of the details that it picked up was really surprising. It was way beyond, obviously, what a pair of true wireless earbuds could pick up. Now, am I saying that these are for everybody? No, I do think $800 is very, very pricey. I think you have to know the sound that you want, and I think that this has to match up, because $800 where you're not getting a boomy type bass, if you're a bass head, you might be disappointed. Or if you're just somebody that likes that nice, bright, almost harsh treble, you can't really get that out of these either. This is still far from a flat sound signature, just because it does have some punch in the bass, so it is boosted there. And the treble still has a lot of detail, so it is tuned up on that end as well. I think the only thing they kept neutral were the mids, but it's an excellent pair of IEMs. It's one of the best that I've heard. If I were to just go for a pair for bass, I would still stick with my Eco OH1s or OH10s. That just definitely hits when it comes to the bass. But the overall package that you're getting for $800, it's, you know, they're not holding back as far as accessories. They tried to go overkill when it came to the packaging. So it doesn't feel like you're not getting your money's worth, but it's still a lot of money. But guys, that's my video on the Moondrop Illumination IEMs. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.